Hi, ladies. Hi, gents. It's Cindy, Palm Springs Cindy. I promise I'm going to try to sit still during this video because I have a tendency to rock back and forth or whatever. But I'm going live because I have not been on YouTube in quite a while. And instead of going through the process of editing and all of that, I can go live and it can just go right on YouTube quickly. So, okay, hope everybody had a great Mother's Day, and I know that I did. And yesterday it was beautiful weather. Hey there, hey California Tammy. Now I'm on my phone, so as usual, I'm not going to be able to see the font if you guys text me to say hello, but you can text and talk to one another. So okay, I'm trying to see about the light here. I had a great day yesterday with my mother, my sister, my nephews, my nieces, and basically on this video, I want to talk about two things. One of them is just a fun Mother's Day, and the other one is something about body shaming that really I'm really upset about. So anyway, to start with the positive, um, we were all together, not the entire family, but we were together, a lot of the family. And we had everybody brought something, and we had a great ham and coleslaw. And my sister makes something called those potatoes, and a nice relish tray, and a wonderful dessert. So, we sat outside on the backyard on the patio. It was because, once again, it was a beautiful day. Everybody brought their dogs. Everybody has a dog, so we all brought our dogs. We were at one of my sister's house, and so the dogs. My sister has a great backyard for entertaining and for the dogs to play. So the dogs are playing, and it was so fun to watch them. And it was fun to, watch my mom and my sister and brother-in-law and niece and nephews and wives and blah, blah. But what I really loved, and what I want to know if you guys ever do, in my brain, I'm sitting there with everybody having my whatever I'm drinking, and enjoying the conversation. But in my head, I'm going back. I'm moving back, and I begin to look at the situation as if I'm looking through a window at a scenario or a movie or a scene, and I emotionally, I kind of detach in a way, because as I pull myself back, I love watching the banter, the laughter, the hugging, the eating, the playfulness of the animals, and everybody on the patio. So I don't know, do you guys ever just sort of remove yourself and enjoy watching what's going on? And I guess I'm just so appreciative of the love that I see among the family, and the demonstrative of that love, and the giggling, and the abundance that we have. This beautiful backyard, all this food. Since it was Mother's Day, there were cards being passed around and some gifts being passed around. Anyway, it was just a wonderful day. It was, just a day to step back and appreciate, what we have in our mothers, and the task at hand at being a mother. And so, anyway, happy Mother's Day, and I just want to say I had just such a nice time. Then, we were taking pictures and stuff yesterday. Well, when I got home, I was, I kind of got settled, and I got my camera out, and I was like, oh yeah, I have pictures from the afternoon. Well, anyway, you guys, I am so panicked. I don't want your sympathy. I don't. But I went, I just cannot believe how heavy I am. Now, this is going to be my thinking about my feelings about being heavy. I know I often say to myself, if I'm if I'm feeling this way, I'm not sure, probably other people are feeling this way. So I mean, I just looked at pictures of myself, which I have before, but I don't know, something really, you know how they say you have to reach rock bottom. So I was just so sad, and I just feel so overwhelmed, you know, like where do I start? If I could stop overeating, I would have already. If I could stop being a late night snacker and eater, I would have already. If I didn't eat for emotional reasons or comfort, I would have stopped eating so much already. So I thought, you know, I know that every journey begins with one step. So instead of feeling like, oh my gosh, I have all this weight to lose, woe is me, how did I get this way? Look at me, you know, I thought, okay, make a plan. You have got to follow through. You have got to make a plan because I can't just keep gaining, which is what I've been doing for the last 8 years. And so at this point, I don't feel good. I am carrying way too much weight. It's hurtful for me to actually get up and walk around. You know, it's a heaviness on me. I can feel it in my knees. And you know, I have a leg that was in an accident and is busy healing. So I know that if I could lose at least 50 pounds, that would take a lot of pressure off of my mending leg. So I thought, well, so last night I was on the couch and I was just, you know, so I looked through my Google, I Googled, and I've been on everything. I've been on Weight Watchers, I've been on Jenny Craig, I've been on the no carbs, you name it, I've been on it. And they work if you stay on it, but then I get hungry, I start thinking about, oh, that would be, so I'm going to stop there and have, you know, that hamburger, I'm going to stop at that Mexican restaurant, and then I sabotage myself because I talk myself. I begin to think about what it would be like, taste like to, you know, eat what I want to eat, and then I feel like a failure. So I went to a place today called Lindora, and I know you guys have heard about it because it's been around for 50 years, I think. That's what they said. Last night online, I made my appointment, and I went today, and they weighed me. I can't share how much I weigh because I'm so appalled. And they talked to me about the program, and anyway, I joined. I ended up joining. Now, some of you may have some experience with Lindora, some of you may not. I don't know. I don't. But it seemed like what I need is a commitment and accountability. So this is what's going to happen. I'm not actually starting until next Monday, but I did actually start today, and I'll share with you how I did that. So what's going to be good for me is I have to go every day to check in, to be weighed, and have my urine checked. And I can go anytime during the day that their office is open. Now, they're open 5 days a week. So 5 days a week, you know, I'm accountable. And I think what will be good for me is it will get me up, it will get me out of bed, it will get me dressed, it will get me on the road. And then after my appointment, I can go to the gym, or I can stop and take a walk somewhere. And so in other words, it will give me a bit of a schedule that I think will be good for me, instead of me wandering around my house in my gown for a while until I figure out what I'm going to be doing that day, or I get started for the day. So I'm good at if I have an appointment or I have a deadline or I have someplace I need to be, I'm good at getting there and getting up and dressed. So I think that by having to drive to Lindora, which is not close to my house, it's a good 25 minutes away, it will become part of my weight loss structure. And I know I'm not going to lose the weight overnight, but they did say if I followed the plan that I could expect to lose about 25 pounds every 10 weeks. So, you know, hey, I could lose over 50 pounds in, 20 weeks. Certainly by Thanksgiving, I could have my weight gone. And so that's what I'm doing. So after I left Lindora, I came home and I stopped at the grocery store because I have zero food in my house. And so I stopped and I went to the butcher and I got like one nice chicken breast, one nice little pork chop, one nice slice of tilapia, one little steak patty. And then I bought a bunch of vegetables. I bought some grape squash, lots of lettuce that's already chopped, and I didn't buy those packaged salads because I'm going to try to put on some. I don't want all the little goodies that go on a salad that make it taste so good. I'm going to try to eat plenty of lettuce and figure out some kind of a fat-free, carb-free dressing other than just squeezing lemon on it, because that's just too bitter for me. And with this Lindora, you're supposed to eat every 2 hours, which I like, and basically either a protein and or you can have, I think, one fruit. It's very well balanced. It's not ketosis. I don't think, maybe it is, but I know that it's small amounts of protein every 2 hours, and then it can be like the kind of protein like a chicken breast, a pork chop, or whatever. Egg whites. This morning I made a 3 egg white omelet with broccoli, and I put some salsa in it. And I buy this bag of frozen artichoke hearts, and they are so good. And there's nothing on them; they're just plain old artichoke hearts that have been cut into fours. So I put some artichoke hearts in the omelet, and then they did say I could have one slice of really hearty wheat bread every day. That was part of the conversation I remembered. So I bought a thin sliced hearty bread that is 70 calories a slice, and I toasted that. I didn't put any butter or anything on it, but I put my little egg scramble on it, and it was wonderful. Kept me full for many hours, and then I watched the clock and I thought I need to before I let myself get hungry and start getting cravings, I need to eat something. So I did have a little thing of Carb Master yogurt. And then tonight for dinner, I had a tilapia and an acorn squash. And I did throw in a few of those little artichokes just to give me a little something different to eat. I've been drinking some water. So the long and the short of it is, I am at an age where I can either work at staying and getting fit and healthy, or I can truly do what I've been doing and succumb to the easy, more comfortable way of life. Now, when I was younger, up until I was 58, I was very strict with myself, and that's part of why I'm overweight now, because I just let myself go. I've given myself permission to do anything I want. And that's why I'm so overweight. But even in these 3 years or so that I've been on YouTube, I certainly can see, in my face and in my body, the weight gain that I have put on. Hi, Lana. Totally agree. Weight gain in Asia. Everybody's changing. I just feel like, yes, I can't just say, well, I'm getting older. It's okay. That's what I want to say. That's what I've been saying. And I am getting older, but it's really not okay. I don't want to be not healthy. I don't want my legs to hurt when I'm walking around. I don't want to bend down or squat down and have trouble getting back up. I don't want to have trouble buckling my sandals or my shoes because of my stomach in the way, and I can't even, I can't get a good grip on my sandal. I don't want to be pulling my t-shirts down all the time. So many things habits that I've adopted because of being overweight. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was this whole body shaming thing. Like I've had people say to me, well, why don't you lose that weight and you can be that hot mama that you used to be? And then one time I was at this, I went to this Pilates class that I loved, And so I hadn't been there for a while. And so evidently I had gained weight, but I didn't even realize it. So I went to Pilates class. I like joined again. And I walked in, and the gal that was next to me on the other Pilates mat looked at me, and she kind of did a double take, and then she went, "Oh, well, you'll lose that weight probably pretty fast." And so needless to say, I haven't been back to that Pilates class because she hurt my feelings. And I've had, like, sometimes when I go out to lunch with friends, they have the waiters come and they give you the menu. And so, like, people, we've opened the menu, and then I've had the person next to me say, or like take the menu and go, you could order this. This is not really fattening at all. Or, if you order this, they can cut this in half and give you a half serving. And so, I mean, come on, how shameful is that? I just think that's terrible. And I'm tired of that. I'm tired of anticipating that people that I run into, or people that I go to lunch with that I haven't seen in a while, I'm tired of anticipating the disgust in their eyes. Not that I know that they're disgusted, but in my brain, the party in my head, it says they're looking at me saying, "Whoa, she's really put the weight on." Or, being the fattest one in the group. So many of my girlfriends are so darling and slender, and I'm like the fattest one in the whole group. But I'm tired of being the fat girl. And, so many things. I went to Steinmart the other day, or even anytime that I go shopping, and I think, I try to find clothes, as you know, from my fashion shows, that are flattering to a curvy figure. And so many times, it fits me here, it fits me there, but it doesn't fit me, let's say, in the bust, or it doesn't fit me in the rear, the bottom. And I'm just so tired of that. And when did I get so heavy? How did it happen? I mean, I know how it happened, but it just creeps up on you. And so it has to uncreep now. So I'm tired of being nervous about what people will think and say to me that haven't seen me in a while. I'm tired of being the fattest girl in my group. I'm tired of not being able to wear what I want. But mostly, you know what, you guys, I'm really concerned about, my health, my heart, my ability to enjoy life and be active. Because with this much weight on me, I don't enjoy walking and thising and thating. I'm kind of like, how much longer do I have to walk? How much farther are we going? Or I can't wait to sit down and have a drink or whatever. So anyway, that's my mantra tonight. And it's not about a pity party. It's not, I don't want you guys to be thinking, "Oh, there she goes again." It's the fact, it's the truth. And I can't be the only mature woman that continues to slowly gain weight year after year. I can't be the only one who feels like I'm the fattest person in the room. I can't be the only one who doesn't want to bend down because I might not be able to get back up. I don't want to be the only one that, can't sit nicely because I can't cross my legs and then my skirt rides up. I can't be the only one that has trouble buckling my shoes. So I'm just here to say for all of us, son of a gun. And why is everything that tastes so good so bad for us? I'm not even going there. I'm not going to say I want this, I want that. I'm going to say how wonderful my tilapia was. And I went to put salt on it, and I said, no, I'm not putting salt. I'm going to try to enjoy the flavors of the tilapia, of the acorn squash, which was plain, and of the artichoke heart. And even with my omelet this morning, I went to put salt and pepper because I'm a saltaholic. And I thought, no, I've got so many goodies in this omelet. The broccoli, the pico de gallo, the artichoke hearts. I thought, I'm going to enjoy the flavor of the egg white omelet. And I'm not going to salt and pepper it. And I did not. And my bread was crunchy and nutty and wheaty, and it was very good. So anyway, that's me, and it's Monday, the day after Mother's Day. I appreciate you guys watching. I will load up a video sooner than later, but at least I can get this up and running. So you guys, this is Palm Springs Cindy saying, P.S. I love you, mwah. And until our next.